kind of go in the mindset, you're not going to have modified desks always in some of these buildings, or you may have a student that's going to need, what if you have a left-handed person? Somebody that's left-handed, all these tablets, they're not going to be able to sit in these tablet chairs and function to 100%, where something like this is kind of more universally designed. And also not just for access, but think about safety issues too, in getting out of the classroom in case of an emergency. Here's an idea I like called a strand. Those of you that can see clearly up front, I don't know the light, but we've got something built in where all users would benefit. Those with baby carriages, wheelchairs, but there's steps, but also a ramp zigzagging up. So I'm kind of asking, to the extent possible and reason, what kind of curb cuts can you implement in your classroom for physical access? Now, not just in your classroom, but on campus. What about if there's a bike rack that's placed where the back side of the bikes are sticking out into the walkway? Well, that's a trip hazard for not just you and me, but for a user or a student who's blind. We've got great folks in facilities and plant operations that are trimming trees, but if you see a potential hazard with a tree limb that's low, that one of you might, if you're, we've got our students texting all the time that aren't paying attention. Any trip hazards, we're good about painting yellow stripes on the, we've got uneven concrete. What about the construction? I'm just wheeling down here with Starbucks, we've got electric cords out there, big time trip hazards. So all of us as a collective effort to be aware of what universal design currently is and how we can enhance it. Put a lot of information up here. This is from Cheryl Burstockler from the University of Washington. All of this good news is Jennifer's put this presentation on our website. You can click on the links. We've got one for resources. They've got something called the faculty room where you can go in and ask a question or look at strategies that have already been implemented about universal design, both in physical access, curriculum access, and electronic access. So I'm not going to go through all of that. Okay, I'm going to let Jennifer take over for universal design. This is an instruction, or Rachel's turn, excuse me.
Okay, what is universal design? It's something that can be used by, that multiple people can benefit from. To me, it reminds me a little bit about different learning styles. Everybody has a different learning style. So therefore, universal design is it's a universal design of instruction trying to take into consideration the various styles of learning that we have here on campus. We have a very diverse campus. We have traditional students, non-traditional students, we have students with disabilities, we have international students. So the approach is to try and teach to all of these people. And it's not possible, like Ralph said, to teach to everyone, but we're working to just capture the most that we can. Universal design implements three essential qualities. Multiple means or ways of representing the material, multiple ways of engaging the student, and multiple ways of having the student express what knowledge that what they've learned. And I want to make this brief because the most exciting part, I think, is Jennifer's part. Multiple means of representation. We're probably going to mix PowerPoint after this morning's presentation.
Yeah, we almost said it. Did you hear that part about PowerPoint?
Yeah, we almost
now we got to transfer.
And overhead transparencies, I don't know if anybody even does that anymore. We've got this from our resources. Here's some more examples. Accessible electronic materials. I think that's really important. Jennifer's going to talk more about that whenever you put your materials on your websites. Study guides and summaries. Multiple ways of engaging the student. Here are multiple ways of engaging the student. Small group, projects, lecture, whole class discussions. All of these are different ways of trying to engage the student. I know it's a real challenge to try and engage a student in the classroom. So different ideas here.
And before we go, this kind of chimes in with what Dr. Wesch was talking about. Notice how he's got people buying in, and he talked about this at the last session, where his class contributes to designing the syllabus, where they might be picking and choosing what media or how they're going to demonstrate what they learned in class with various YouTube or articles, maybe it's a project, etc. Now, there's obviously some classes that you're not going to be able to do that fully.
Right. I'm thinking class trips as well. And multiple ways of letting the student demonstrate what they learn in the classroom. For example, on exams, there'll be multiple choice, essay, oral exams, presentations that they can give. I usually think there's no way I could do an essay, and that was probably, I did better on essay exams than I did on all the others. So everybody's different. Everybody's different. Maybe extended time on exams, and I'm not saying extended what you would normally give in a class period. You would say it was an hour exam, maybe give them a little bit more than the hour if it's an hour and 50-minute test or whatever. So basically, just in summary, is providing different ways to allow the student to express themselves, participate, and presenting the materials. That's what universal design is. And then the next part belongs to
Okay, well, I'm Jennifer. I'm the Assistive Technology Specialist at Disability Services. And I recognize some faces that, I think, Elaine, you've been in just about everyone I've given so far. Usually I show a whole bunch of assistive devices, but today's presentation isn't about assistive technology. It's about universal design. And the difference between an assistive device and a universally designed device is that an assistive device is made specifically to serve the need, to serve some kind of functional need of a person with a disability. And we have tons of assistive devices in our office and around campus. For example, I have CCTVs, which are video cameras that are on a sliding tray, and the person can put a book or anything underneath it, and it'll magnify it up onto the screen. I know there's one in the library. We have some in our exam services. We have several in my office. And then we have a couple that you may have seen in different classrooms. So I bring them around to different teachers' classes. One of them has a rotating camera on it. We have some students who have difficulty seeing the board, and so we use it so that the student can rotate the camera and enlarge what's on the board on their screen, and then move it down and enlarge what's on their paper. So we have a lot of that kind of stuff on campus. We have different types of trackballs and different types of keyboards for people who might have motor impairments and have difficulty typing. We have tons of software, voice recognition software, screen magnification software, specialized software for students with dyslexia, screen readers that speak the text back to you. And those are great, and that's what I'm trained in. But those are specifically for people with disabilities. What I like to use with our students more than anything are universal design devices. A universal design device, it has a design that would impact all users. So it would be good for a young person or an older person, a person who's very tall or a person who might be small. Like Ralph said, left-handed people and right-handed people. Universal design would encompass both types of users in there. People who have good vision, or people whose vision might be poor, or people whose vision might be very, very poor. Those types of features would be appealing to everybody. And some of the types of universal design devices that our students use on campus, I mean, the iPad is the epitome of universal design. Now, it doesn't fit everybody. You wouldn't want a person who is completely blind to use it because it's a touch screen. But it fits young users, it fits older users. My dad uses it when he comes over. I can't get it out of his hands, and my kids use them. In fact, I don't know if you've seen this. I always try to bring something new whenever I talk, and this is the Nook tablet, which was the bestseller for Christmas, along with the Kindle Fire. And so I asked my 12-year-old son, this was his Christmas present, can I please bring your tablet to show them tomorrow at my presentation? And my son's name's Max, and he knows who I work with, and he's met a lot of the students that I work with. And so last night, he took it upon himself to try to find, I didn't ask him to do this, to try to find a textbook or a book on here that had text-to-speech built into it as well. which is one of the features of the Kindle and the Nook tablet, is that a lot of the books you can read it as a regular book, or you can push a button and it'll speak it back to you. And so